So children, so today we are going to see how to find out LCM and HCF. So I was just telling you that if between these two numbers, if any even one single number is prime, then their product will be the LCM, right? So here you can see both the numbers are prime, so here LCM will be 10. And on the other hand, suppose we have two numbers 15 and 75. So their LCM will be 75 because 75 is the smallest number which is divisible by both these numbers. So that's why the LCM is 75. So in case if you people have any doubt, then please tell. Class 9, Jayavardhan Goel, Khushali, Kavya Singh, Navsatya. Okay. So here what to do is we need to input two numbers, and that is enter two numbers, and that is A, which is ss dot next int, and here is B, that is ss dot next int. So two numbers we have got. And now in order to find out the LCM, what we need to, children, I told you na that if either of the number is prime, then the product will be the LCM. It simply means the loop we have to start from 1 and it will go up to the product of the numbers. Because in the extreme case, the product will be the LCM. So if I mod A is 0, if this is a case, and I mod B is 0, if this is another case, and if both the cases are true at the same time, then LCM will be I and break. Children, actually, why break is involved here? Because suppose we have two numbers, 15 and 75, and we started the loop from 1. We started the loop from 1. Then how long it will go? We started the loop from 1, and when it is 75. When it reach at 75, then the smallest number is 75, which is divisible by both these numbers. So in that case, what will happen is that immediately this I will get stored in this variable LCM, and after that break will happen. This break will happen, and what break does, immediately it terminates that loop. So children, it simply means that when you have got the smallest number, which is 75, and this 75 is divisible by both these numbers, by this 15 and 75 both, so immediately you need to stop the loop because no need to check for further values. I hope it is clear. Class 9, is that clear? Anjali Singh, clear? Kriti Singh, Mahi Upadhyay, Yuvraj Srivastava, any problem? Rajveer Singh, Rajveer, are you there? Okay. So children, here after that we can print the values like this. We can print the LCM is this LCM. So here we have printed this LCM. And now what to do? I would like to just execute this loop. So here what to do is, suppose we have two numbers, first number is 15, second number is 75. Now you can see that the LCM is 75. This is what we have got. So whenever you uh, receive any value of I which is divisible by both the numbers, immediately store this I in LCM variable, and immediately you terminate the running loop. This is what LCM is. Now children, the question is how to find out the SCF in the same. So SCF in the same means this SCF is equals to the product of both the numbers modulus that LCM, sorry, divided by that LCM. Children, what is this formula? This tells us the product of two numbers is equal to LCM into SCF. Children, here these are the two numbers A into B, these are the two numbers AB, and here the product is divisible by is balanced by LCM into SCF. So if you multiply SCF and LCM, you will get the product of these two numbers. So this is the formula. So when you want to find out the SCF, so what you will do, this SCF is equals to the product of the number which is A into B upon this LCM. The product of these two upon LCM. This is the formula. So that formula I am just going to use. So that is here the SCF is, that is SCF. So I hope it is clear. So you just see that two numbers are 15 and 75. Now you can see that the LCM is 75 and the SCF is 15. So children, if you have any doubt, why LCM is 15? Because 15 is the highest number which can divide both these numbers, A and B. So 15 is the highest number which can divide both A and B. So this is how you can calculate the SCF and LCM. Any doubt, children? Any doubt? No doubt. Janya Jaiswal, Kavya Singh, Aditya Jain. Definitely, beta, there are some other methods. But since I have not explained some other looping methods, so that's why I'm not telling you just right now. Okay, so here today you have to learn this method only. After teaching while and do while, I will be telling you few more methods. Got it? Okay. So just now I am telling you what is a for loop, how to define, how to implement for loops. Yes, right, children? Okay. Any doubt within this code? I think there is no doubt. So children, the same code I will be posting in your GCR. So I will post in GCR. Okay, I have posted. So that the code is available to you. And now next question. So children, sometimes what is that? Sometimes what you need to do is, suppose this is a number which is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the number, and here you want to calculate the sum of these numbers. So first of all, I would like to tell you how to extract the digits. So children, this number is 1123, and you want to extract the last digit. What you will do? You will modulus this by 10. So modulus this by 10 means that you will be getting 3. And then if it is by 10, then you will be getting 112. And now modulus 10 again, you will be getting 2. Now 102 by 10 again, you will get 11. Now 11 mod 2, that is 1, and then 11 by 10 you will get 1. So this is how, children, you can extract the digits of the number. Any problem? So children, modulus, what it does? Modulus basically returns the remainder. Suppose the number is 119 and modulus by 10, you will get the last digit of the number. And if it is 119 by 10, you will get 11, because the last digit will get eliminated in this case. So every time modulus by 10 and by 10, modulus by 10 will extract the last digit for you, and by 10 actually eliminates the last digit from the number. So this is how you can use modulus and division operator in order to calculate the sum of the digits. So children, here what I am going to do is just define a scanner class. Scanner class, that is a scanner, and here after that what you need to do is enter number. So that is num ss.nextInt. So this is what I have done. And now what to do, children? I want to calculate the sum of the digits. So what I will be doing, I am starting a loop I, and this time this loop will go from the number num, and how long? Till it is more than 0, and every time is equals to I by 10. This is what I can do. So children, what is the role of this iterative statement? Suppose, children, the number is 123, and first time when by 10 executes, the last digit will get eliminated and the number will become 12. Next time when this executes, then the last digit will get eliminated again and the number becomes 1. Finally, when this last digit eliminates, the number becomes a 0 and this loop terminates. So it simply means that this loop will go 3 times. Any doubt? Any doubt, children? Again I am telling you. Again I am telling you how it is going. Suppose the number is 1, 2, 3, 4, and first time when it executes, the last digit will get eliminated. Next time when I is equals to I by 10 executes, the last digit will get eliminated. Next time when I by 10 executes, the last digit will get eliminated. Next time when it executes again, the last digit will get eliminated and the number becomes 0 and loop terminates. So this is how we can do. This is how we can write the loop like this. Okay. Now one more thing here, here we are eliminating the digits, but I am not extracting the digits anywhere. So what to do? I need to extract. How to extract? Mod 10. This is what. So every time the last digit will get extracted and will get stored in this variable a. And here after that, I need to write s is equals to s plus a. So this is what I have done. And after that, I need to calculate print the sum of the digits. This is what sum of digits. Now see, children, suppose the number is this. Now you can see that the last digit, the sum of the digits is 25. And how is that? 12, 4, 16, 16 plus 4, 20, 20 plus 5, 25. This is the sum, and it is how we are getting the sum. So, children, any doubt? Any doubt? No doubt? You all have understood this? All of you have understood this? No issues. Tanya Singh, no issues. Okay, good. And Yashvardhan Walia, Yashvardhan, and this child that Kushagra Tiwari. Any doubt? Kushagra, are you there? You are not there, but no issues. Okay. So children, this is how we can calculate the sum of the digits. And one more thing I just want to tell you, children. Here I have taken this loop, I loop. But suppose I don't want to take any variable. So what I have done, I have removed the initialization part from this number, and here I can write while num is more than 0, because we have already taken num. And here also we can write num is equals to num by 10, and here in place of I we need to write this num. So children, this is also correct. In for loop, what is important, what you cannot avoid is that pair of semicolon you cannot avoid. So the pair of semicolon you cannot avoid, but you can write this part like this. You can write, I have not written initialization part, no issues, because I am going to use the same num variable, and num we have initialized before the loop. So that is not the issue. And here I have written while num is more than 0, this is the condition, and it tells us how long this loop will go. So this loop will go till the number is more than 0. If I am just writing, just giving you some values like this, you can see that the sum of the digits is 18. So it's working. 4 plus 4 plus 4, 12, and 12 plus 6, which is 18. So this is how it works. Any issue, children? Please tell. So this is the way you people can write. And now what we can do, children, suppose I have not written this, then also the loop is okay. But if I am removing that, I need to write if num is 0, then break, because the condition has to be there within the body or within the looping syntax part. So there you can see the condition was while num is more than 0. But here it is, but from there I have removed that condition. So it simply means I need to bring that condition within this loop body. So that's why I need to write if num becomes 0, loop will terminate. So that is this. See, the sum is 18, it's working. If I am removing this part, so there will be a problem then, and in that case the loop will become a never ending loop. Children, here it is showing that it is not reachable because loop is a never ending loop. So if you just input some number, you see that the output will not come, because the loop has become a never ending loop, it has become an infinite loop. So in order to just remove that situation of never ending loop, we need to write either this or we need to specify that condition. Because when a loop is going, there must be a condition which specifies that how long the loop will go. You can see that if this condition is missing, if I am not writing this condition, definitely the loop will become never ending loop. Children, if I want to eliminate this, then also it is okay. I am just writing pair of semicolon, but in that case I need to write num is equals to num by 10 at the end of the body of the loop. So this is also true. So this will also work. You just go through this and you can see that the sum is 28. So it's also working. So it is up to us what we think. How do we want to implement any logic? It is up to us. So if you have still any doubt, any problem, children, please share with me. Hurry up. Beta, please tell. Khushali Singh, any doubt? Kavya Singh, any doubt, Kavya? Aditya Jain, Aditya? Okay, no doubt. Okay, very good. And Navsatya, Abhijay Singh. Okay, and this Aditya Singh. Yes, children. Never. This is a never-ending loop. This is infinite loop because here no condition is given. But if in any loop the condition is not given, it becomes a never-ending. So in order to terminate that, we need to specify a condition at which the loop should terminate. So I have kept that condition within the body of the loop. And the condition, you can see that if num is 0, then break. Whenever the value of num is 0, then immediately we have to terminate. That is break. Here we need to write this, otherwise it will become never ending because the condition is not there. तो आपको वो करना पड़ेगा. और कुछ पूछना है? Okay, any other problem? Any other issue, children? Yes? Okay, very good. Shambhavi Singh. Shambhavesh or Shambhavi? Shambhavi beta. Any problem, Shambhavi? Huh? Yes, Khushali? Beta, ask Khushali. Tavishi Jan? Tavishi Jan? No, no issues. Okay. Khushali, you were asking anything? Khushali, are you there? Children, what is the purpose of break? The purpose of break is to terminate a running loop. And how loops are terminated? Loops are terminated when a condition which is given here, when a condition which is given here, this part, if the given condition is becomes false, or within the loop body you write any statement which forces the loop to terminate. So what is the purpose of break? The purpose of break is to terminate a loop. That is the purpose. Very simple. Got it, Khushali? But yes, it breaks the flow of the loop. It terminates actually the loop. Yes, Khushali. But please ask. I am listening. Okay. But यहाँ पर at this place we need to write some condition. And this condition, when this condition becomes true, the loop terminates. But if that condition is missing, the loop will become a never-ending loop. In that case, within the loop body, we need to write any statement which will terminate that loop. I hope it's clear. Any problem, then tell. Few more things I would like to tell you. So if you don't have any problem, then tell me. I should proceed now. Okay. Should I proceed or not, children? Okay. Now one more thing I would like to tell you that is very important. That is very important, and here that is the concept of a multiple variable loop. Children, here I have got a variable. Here you can see that I have declared two variables within the initialization of the loop. And earlier I told you that one pair of semicolon has to be there. So I is less than 5 and I plus plus and j minus minus. This is what I have to do. Now here what to do is I would like to print this I and j. So you will see that children here the value of I and j will change simultaneously. You can see that, but a screen I have shared, I am sharing it again. Okay, see. So children, here what happens, you can see the initial value of I is 1, the initial value of j is 5, and the loop will continue till this given condition is true. So that given condition tells us that whenever the value of I reaches 5 or it becomes more than 5, it will terminate. But at the same time, I will get incremented and j will get decremented. So initial value of I was 1, j was 5. So within the loop body, you can see that I have written I plus space j. So that's why these two values are being printed. So 1, 5, and then I will get incremented, j will get decremented. You can see that this is j, the j will get incremented decremented. So I becomes 2, j becomes 4, and then I becomes 3 and j becomes 3 again. I becomes 4 and j becomes 2. This is how the loop is working. So we can write multiple variable loop also there. So this is how we can write multiple variable loops. So suppose here I am just writing that it is less than or equals to. So you see that how, what is the output? In this case, the output will be 1 to 5 with the help of I, 1 to 5 with the help of I, which is 1 to 5 with the help of I, which is this one, and 5 to 1 with the help of J loop, which is this one. So any issue, then please tell. So this is how we can write multiple variable loops also. Okay, now children, I'm just going to provide you the Google Form link for attendance. So if you people have any query, any doubt, you just wait after marking your attendance. Otherwise, you can leave this session. So here within the chat box of Google Meet, I have posted the Google Form link to mark your attendance. So please mark your attendance. Yes. If anybody has not got the Google Form link, then please tell. And the same link I am also, I will see that how many of you really mark. Hurry up children, mark your attendance. Children, any issue in hurry up. Anybody want to ask any query? Children, please. Definitely. Okay, wait, beta. I will explain the sum of the digits. Wait. Wait for 2 more minutes. वन टू थ्री फोर फाइव तो लिखा है बेटा. अरे that is I don't know. We will see that. Maybe some problem. Answer will be 1 2 3 4. Yes, yes, it is semicolon. So that's why it is outside the loop body. One thing I will tell you. Wait, children. If after the loop semicolon is there, it simply means the body of the loop is not defined. So that body is outside the loop. It simply means. I will explain it in the next class properly. Okay. That is actually known as empty loop. That's why. All of you have still not filled your attendance, so please fill. And after that, I will explain you the sum of the digits program again. Hurry up, children. Fill it properly. Still, many of you have not filled. Okay. Children, in order to calculate the sum of the digits, suppose the number is 123. What you need to do is you need to have one variable s and a. S is for the sum of the digits and a is for the extraction. So here what I have done, semicolon, and the condition is while number is more than 0. This is the condition. This loop will execute till the given condition is true. And what is the purpose of this? I am just extracting the digits and calculating its sum. And then I am just dividing this number by 10 every time in order to eliminate the last digit. And after that, the sum is S. Any issue, then please tell. This is the sum is 6, you can see on the screen. If you still have any doubt, then please ask. The loop will go till this given condition is true. And if I eliminate this part, I need to write this statement num is equals to num by 10 here. That is also okay. This is also correct. And if I don't want to use that num variable here, so what you need to do is you need to write I is equals to num. But this time everywhere I need to place I. And here I. And here I. And after that what to do is, this is I. So this is also correct. Now, even if you people have any doubt, then please tell. Any doubt? Then what is the issue? Then there is no issue. You simply just write 0 here and take scanner class. Take scanner class and then enter number, and here you just simply write the number you have entered, and the rest of the code will go like that. But there is now the program, but the program is now much more flexible, because up to 3 digit or 4 digit it is not fixed. See, it works like this. Any other problem, any other issue, any other issue? Yes, children. Anything else? Any any query if you want to put? Okay, now Sharaman, any problem? Okay, so now children, you all can leave one by one. The class is over now. Thank you. God bless. Bye bye.